tumor. Tom is now a rising sophomore at St. Joseph, has a summer of work ahead of him, but he's also a cancer patient, and a cancer patient who articulates the problem right now, and that when cancer comes back, it's a difficult problem. Tom has risen above this, is on an experimental treatment under the guidance of Drs. Bagatelle and Fox as we speak, and Tom has, I think, a lot to say that will put this gift into perspective. So thank you for your attention, and welcome, Tom.
Hello, everyone. Like Dr. Mayer said, my name is Thomas Oleniak, and I'm a 19-year-old oncology patient here at CHOP. And I'm here to give you a little bit of a brief synopsis of my story. At the age of 16, during the summer between my sophomore and junior years of high school, I was having some leg pain. After going to the doctor countless times, I finally decided to get an x-ray. Before I could even get back to my home, I already had received a phone call from my doctor, telling me I had to come to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia right away. At CHOP, I received an MRI, a bone scan, and a CT scan. At this current point, I was told that there was some sort of mass or tumor in my leg, but it could still have been benign or cancerous. We were not sure at the time. The next day, I went to CHOP's satellite location in King of Prussia. This day was June 26, 2008, a date that will forever be burned into my brain. I was told I had osteosarcoma in my femur and in my knee. I was also informed that the cancer has already spread to my ribs, sternum, and lungs. I was, on top of the chemotherapy I was told I would need to receive, I was told I would need to have limb salvage surgery on my leg to replace my femur and my knee. My diagnosis was not a good one, but when I went into my chemotherapy treatments with my head high, determined that I would get better. I started chemotherapy in July of that year, and I was bedridden. I could no longer do the simple tasks by myself. I needed my mother to help me shower, to eat, even to get out of bed. I could not attend high school with my twin brother Frank, nor even sleep in my own room that I shared with him for 17 years. I spent countless nights sick and sleepless. I didn't have scans again until September 15th, a day before my surgery. At this point, I was told my ribs and sternum were clear of cancer, and that after my surgery, my leg and my femur and my knee would be clear as well. But I still had these little nodules on my lungs. After my surgery, I continued chemotherapy again until March of '09 to help out all the nodules in my lungs. Also, while going through these treatments, I had extensive physical therapy to help me be able to walk again. When my chemotherapy ended in March, I had scans for another time, but my scans still showed I had nodules in my lungs. I was given a few options. One of these options was to, live the course of my life out and see what happens, because it was impossible to prove what these nodules in my lungs were. Or I could pursue a study drug. So in May 2009, I started a clinical study here at CHOP. Since that day, I've had no new growths in my lungs, and the cancer's been kept at bay. After starting my clinical trial, my life has been brought back to a sense of normalcy. I graduated high school. I was able to return my duties as a volunteer firefighter with my brother and my family and my friends. I finished my first year at St. Joe's, and my biggest proud moment was I was able to walk my graduation. I went through the course of being bedridden, went to crutches, had a wheelchair, went to a cane. So it was a big deal for me to be able to get on my 2 feet again. A donation such as the one being presented today by Alex Lemonade Stand to CHOP provides many children like myself with another option after chemotherapy. Some of us that, like myself, did not have another option. It allows us to get back to our old everyday lives that we may at a point have forgotten about. By being given such a donation, the Alex Lemonade Stand this donation that the Alex Lemonade Stand Foundation is providing, it supports the next generation of treatments for patients like myself who initially had no other options. Without proper clinical trial research studies at this hospital, there's no guarantee that I would be here today speaking to you. Once again, I would like to thank the Alex Lemonade Stand Foundation and the Scott family and everyone else who's donated to this cause. Thank you very much.
really outstanding. Thank you very, very much for sharing with us today. It's my pleasure now to introduce Karen and Steve Wolfson. As Steve mentioned, Karen and Steve have